Time now for the Daily Answer, sponsored by Salem Surround on The Answer Now TV.
What a week, man. What a week. What do you want to do about the streets of Minnesota? What do you want to do? You want to insurrection act or kind of let it go and let them hang themselves with their own misbehavior? What do you want to do?
I mean, it's like rinse and repeat. Same thing last night. They're making arrests for the people that are stealing weapons. They're getting them. They're finding out they're illegals. They're bad hombres. Waltz seems to be. The more people analyze that video he made, it looked like a hostage video. Like he's like freaking out. And now he's saying, I'm appealing directly to President Trump to tone down the rhetoric. Well, why don't we start with not stopping? Yeah, let's turn down the temperature. Well, guess what? Calling law enforcement the Gestapo, or as you mangle the name, Gestapo. He doesn't even know how to say the word. Guess what? That doesn't do any good. So you know where I want to start today? It's Friday. By the way, I'm off a few days next week. Head off on vacation.
Oh, that's right. That's
right.
So you'll define a few days, like the entire week?
Monday through Thursday. I'll be back Friday.
Back a week. We'll try to keep anything from happening while you're away.
So I'll say try not. Well, if it happens, I'm ready. Look, my default, unlike you. And by the way, can I pull the curtain back and share how you text? I got so annoyed with you last night, and I thought, well, let me just wait till 7:35.
All right, hang on a second. All right.
So I'm texting you. We're talking about the TV shows we're watching.
Right.
And I told you that I'm immersed in Landman, which is wonderful.
Absolutely.
Oh my Lord, has that become my favorite, right? Mm-hmm. But I'm only into episode 2 of season 2. Mm-hmm. So I'm getting a slow start, and I'm getting the premise of the second season, and Billy Bob is incredible, and
absolutely.
Elliot, what's his name? Sam Elliott.
Masterful.
Just brilliant. The ditzy wife and the ditzy daughter are great. So I'm telling you, you're starting to tell me things. And I said, no, don't tell me anything about the show, because I'm only 2 episodes in.
Right.
And you say, oh, well, Cassidy is going off to cheerleading school and blah, 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 blah. And you, what? Ainsley?
Right.
Yeah. And by the way, that's another weird thing. Yeah. You know them all by name like you know them. I'm like, who's Ainsley? That's the ditzy cheerleader.
JR and Bobby from
Well,
Dallas.
These aren't iconic people.
Do you know the skipper and the professor? I mean,
what's the skipper's name?
Yes. It's
See, I knew you'd know it.
Digby, Higby, Ding Dong.
I know she's the ditzy cheerleader daughter.
No,
that's all I know.
You asked me that and didn't know? You're going to make me look this up on the fly, what the professor's real name is?
Not the professor, the skipper.
The skipper, Jonas Grumby. Boom.
See, you knew that. I knew you'd know that.
Yeah, Jonas
See,
Grumby.
you know these things, and I don't know any of that.
Exactly. Okay, but now I got to
Nobody knows Jonas.
Talk to the people while I get the professor's real name. And by
well,
the way,
let me share I'll talk to the people.
The professor could turn a coconut into a radio, but couldn't figure out how to get off the stupid island. Go ahead.
That's right.
About your business.
Stuck on the island forever because then they wouldn't have a TV show. So here's Mark Davis. I'm saying, now don't tell me anything. Oh, well, Ainsley's going off to cheerleader camp at TCU. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, stop it. Stop. I don't want to know anything.
And it's Roy Hinckley. Roy Hinckley is professor's, and I don't mean the actor, who, of course, is Russell Johnson. But no. I know where you're going. But
you knew the skipper's name.
Yeah, I did. There was something that happened in last week's episode.
Don't tell me.
That was so viral. My dog knows it. Everybody knows.
I don't know it. I don't know.
Okay. I mean, all right.
I must not be in the algorithms or something.
I didn't reveal. I really didn't. But there was something that was culturally kind of fresh as today's headlines. I will not. And of course, the finale is this Sunday. And of course, you're 2 episodes into a 10.
Is that episode 9?
Season.
Is that 10?
It's 10.
10. Okay, so I'm 2 in.
You got 8 to go. And I said, listen, I said, wrap it up by tomorrow morning.
I wanna have a Diet Coke with Billy Bob Thornton. Wouldn't it be? I wonder if he's like that. You think he's like that character?
I see him interviewed all the time, and we talked this earlier this week about how he has a real appreciation for the fans, and it will spend some time with them as much as he can. But he also had some wonderful quotes this past season about the stars who get out there and beat you down with politics. He said, look, I'm just not going to do that. I said, why would anybody pay closer attention to someone on a political issue just because they have a movie or a TV show. What if they're wrong? I said, I love you, I love you, I love you. Just
and the plot line is kind of MAGA friendly, right? I mean, it's sort of pro oil and big money, and they showed the stockyards there in Fort Worth, episode 1, which was
Fort Worth all over the place. It's so great. And in that
and
episode that I will tell you nothing. In that episode that I will tell you nothing about, Ainsley has a role in delivering some messaging. Or we had that famous episode, I think it was last season, where Billy Bob talks to Rebecca, the attorney, and essentially says, hey, everything in your life is because of fossil fuels. You remember that speech, right?
Bingo.
Well,
bingo.
Ainsley is responsible for a moment in episode 9 that is about something that I won't tell you about. Just la. It's golden. You will say, I can't believe that. Well, in Taylor Sheridan's world, he can pretty well do anything he wants, but it's just a little messaging that is, let's say, very rare in today's TV culture.
Yeah, but I have seen on social media a warning that Taylor Sheridan has an ability to make you think it's going to be kind of conservative and MAGA, and then he pulls the rug out from under you, and it turns into be a real woke thing. I think that happened with Yellowstone. I think Yellowstone got kind of woke.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Me too.
If I can get the occasional episode like this. And real quick, I don't think we talked at all. Did you catch any of the Golden Globes?
No.
Okay, I don't care about award shows, but I care about the product. I've been immersing myself in a lot, and it was great to see the young man win. You did watch Adolescence, right? The brilliant 4-part thing about the British kid who was accused of a murder and blah, blah, blah. You did that, right?
I did not. I missed Adolescence.
Well, if you got time off, that's one of the greatest things on television in the last 10 years.
Do they talk with funny accents? Do they talk in an English accent?
That's why British accents all over. Thick British accents. That's why God made subtitles, Mike. Subtitles.
Can't stand these accents.
You okay with subtitles or mute it and do the subtitles? And in a minute, I got a movie that will make you do subtitles, but it's worth it. And back to the Golden Globes. Jean Smart won for Hacks, which is great, but she's an idiot and revealed her idiocy on the red carpet. I think everybody knows how to do the right thing. But I learned about a little Norwegian movie, so run screaming now, called Sentimental Value with the great actor Stellan Skarsgård. And Lisa and I said, well, listen, this is revered. Let's take a look at it. Mike, it's one of the best movies I've seen in years.
Really?
So it's called Sentimental Value. Okay. And it's weird. Famous actress Elle Fanning, American, is in it and speaks English in it. I'm wondering if they're watching that in Norway. Do they put subtitles under her? I guess they do. Well, for everybody, Sentimental Value, Norwegian film, streaming now. Simply a masterpiece. Okay.
So keeping it in Norway and the Danish vein here.
Also known as Denmark.
I got in trouble yesterday because I, toward the end of the show, said, of all my favorite things that Trump is doing, acquiring Greenland ain't one of them. And people got... I mean, do we really want to take?
High?
I mean,
I'm kidding.
I got some flack because, of course.
Okay.
Do we want to acquire Greenland?
Of course, we want to acquire Greenland.
Why?
It is an enormous strategic and resource value. It's in our hemisphere. It's like halfway between Washington and Russia. I can see it from my house.
They don't want to be acquired.
I know. So we're not going to invade
and we got
them.
problems here. We got a lot of problems here.
God, don't go Rand Paul on me, Mike. And
I don't want to be Rand Paul, but I want to be probably with the 80% of Americans who think we probably have other things to do other than acquire Greenland. This is an 80-20 issue, Mark.
You think 80% of America is against the possibility
look at it is
essentially acquiring. Listen,
look at the polling.
Wrong question.
Look at the polling.
Should we invade Greenland? Of course, I'll say no to that. But we're not. Have you met Trump? You in particular should know what he's doing. You lay down something fairly preposterous and then back away from it to something reasonable. The people of Greenland will benefit enormously. Denmark will make a couple of bucks if we buy it, kind of like Seward's Folly, which is what they called Alaska. So there are definitely positives to this. Do we have to do it? Am I going to lose sleep if we don't? No. But don't. You've learned better than to throw shade at stuff like that.
There's not a lot of upside to it, and let me tell you where it's really going to hurt us. We're in election year, Mark. Wake up! Come on, give me a break.
And
let me tell you something. The average people, and again, the polling, 70-80% people are like, leave Greenland alone. They're now NATO troops are now gathering because they're preparing for a U.S. invasion.
That's stupid. It's not going to happen.
And I know Trump, and you're right. I guess he'll give them things in exchange for us acquiring Greenland. I know by the way, I know it's important and strategic. There's a lot of important strategic maneuvers we could make. Should we? Just because we can?
Here's why you're smart. Here's reason number 1,000,000 why you are smart. And it's because it's something I said in the first half hour today that I will say 1,000,000 times. When you boil everything down, if you're wondering how to feel about something, is this a good idea or bad idea? And you will applaud to this, put it through one filter. Does it or does it not help us win the midterms? If the optics of this can be made to help us win the midterms, then yay. If it doesn't, then maybe we put a pin in it and save it for another day.
Yeah, my gut, and you're absolutely right, and of course, it's why you're so smart. Your logic is so good on this and so spot on. It just seems to me that anything that could serve as a distraction from us winning in November is problematic. You want to acquire Greenland? Go acquire them November 7th. Can we just get through the midterms?
November 4th, exactly.
Or November, yeah, well, no, give it a couple days to settle in.
The election is
They'll have to count. They'll have to count all. You have to count all the ballots.
Give it to the weekend.
But I mean, right off the bat, I'm getting flooded with texts. I mean, here's one from Dallas. Mike, you're right. Leave Greenland alone. Our own debt is $38.6 trillion. I just think the trouble is, here's the problem with the Greenland issue. We're all plugged in. This audience is plugged in, smarter than the average bear. Yep. Let's think about the average bear. What's Joe and Mary Beer Can saying out on the
average bear vote?
Yeah. What's Joe and Mary Beer Can in Piqua, Ohio think about us acquiring Greenland? Probably thinking we got bigger fish to fry here. Let's leave it alone. Let's move on. And look, I don't want to get bogged down in this, but
especially when the fish that we are frying are coming up very tasty and moist and edible because the economy is getting better and the world generally does seem safer and more stable with a strong America, which is why the Democrats, the streets of Minnesota is all they have. It's all they have this month. You know, it's all they got. And if nonsense, so we're going to hang him with that.
If he calls in the Insurrection Act, let's face it, that's what they want. They want to be able to say, see what he's doing.
How does that pass the test? Does that, and it's weird, not every little microcosmic thing in January definitely helps us or hurts us, but does the imagery of the Insurrection Act help us or hurt us in the midterms? Kind of depends on how it goes, doesn't it?
Depends on how it goes. I mean, if they can stop the violence, if they can stop the, did you see them yanking out the weapons out of the FBI vehicle? I mean, these are bad people.
Yeah.
And there's Ro Khanna with Sean Hannity last night.
California Congress.
Everybody thinks Ro Khanna is a moderate. He's no moderate.
He's had some audio clips over the years where he seems to be not as bug-eyed leftist, but lately they got a hold of him.
Bug-eyed leftist. He is a bug-eyed leftist. All right. Well, happy weekend.
Have a good week. What are you staying at home? You going anywhere? I mean, what's the plan?
I'm going to parts undisclosed. I'm going to go sit on a beach and get ready to ramp up for look. I told you I'm taking my days this year.
Absolutely.
I'm doing the Mark Davis formula. If I've got days off, I'm taking the days off. And goodness knows, did you take all your days in 2025?
Of course. I never failed to take all my days. That's why I left for Christmas on December 3rd.
Yeah, you left for Christmas. It'd be on Groundhog's Day. I took less than 50% of my days last year.
You are insane.
How stupid is that? And in my case,
it's not we don't get paid. That's kind of funny. Back in the day, does any company ever today in 2026 pay you for vacation days you don't take?
Well, yes, our company does, except unless you're an independent contractor like I am. Guess what? You'll get to accrue your days. You would accrue your vacation days as an employee,
and be able to use them later. No, I mean
if you left when you retire or they fire you because they finally had enough of you, they got to pay you for the value of the days you didn't use.
I mean, at the end of a given year, I believe that in America of the 60s or something, that at the end of a given year, if you had 2 weeks of vacation, only used one, they gave you money for the week you didn't use. Like at the end of a given year.
Well, in my case, as an IC, if I use them or lose them.
Yeah.
So like a dummy, I lost more than half of my vacation days.
You got smart.
Homie ain't making that mistake in 2026.
No, homie is not.
I'll see you in March. I'll see you about April.
Well, no, I'm going to count on.
By the way, here's the recurring theme on the MyPillow text line, which I'm loving.
Yeah.
Let's trade Minnesota for Greenland.
Precisely, or one frozen wasteland for another.
I'm sick of Minnesota. I don't know about you, but I'm over it. All right, love you. Happy weekend. See you.
For full shows, live and on demand, it's Salem News Channel. Stay informed anytime, anywhere with the Salem News Channel and 9:30 a.m. TheAnswer.com. This has been The Daily Answer, sponsored by Salem Surround on The Answer Now TV.